from my perspective, obviously everyone talks about convergence in terms of TV and video slowly coming together over time. It hasn't happened fast enough for my liking. I'm very keen for us to follow consumer behaviour and to encourage clients to embrace the different viewing habits that are emerging. Of course, it takes time because TV is the entrenched medium, so the onus to prove itself is not on TV. TV is widely regarded and rightly regarded as an effective medium, and it's on video to prove itself. So that's what's maybe that's a sort of big problem to deal with as we try to converge the two worlds together. There are also technical limitations, of course. So TV is the entrenched medium, also has entrenched processes. So there are numbers of different ways of planning and buying TV in the UK that involve various services, both in terms of the backroom processes, so how that links with DDS, carrier, these different sort of pieces of software that have different ways of talking to each other, but it's nothing that you'd recognise in the programmatic space as a single buying platform for buying television. So there's those technical limitations to overcome as well. But I remember as a TV buyer being inundated with a large amount of data, and the pressure was on me to deliver value and insight and strategy for my clients that was better than the competition, and to spot something within all that data that would give me that edge and boost the performance of that TV campaign. What's brilliant about programmatic is that it can help TV buyers with that. So there are two main ways I see programmatic helping people plan and buy TV, and I think it will be more to do with planning TV than buying TV initially because of those entrenched processes. But initially it will be about spotting that edge, so making sense of big data and identifying audience trends and viewing habits within the vast amount of data available and being able to action that in real time, so that's good. And then I think it's also where technical platforms allow, so Sky AdSmart being probably the best example of this in the UK, where programmatic will actually allow TV buyers to target people on a household level. So use big data in real time to target people based on actually what's going on in their homes, based on first party data that they've volunteered as part of subscribing to something like Sky, for example. And that's fantastic, a fantastic opportunity for advertisers, and it's also great to see someone like Sky, for example, taking what seems to be a big, they've invested a lot of money into AdSmart, for example, and that was without knowing precisely how fast and how quickly the market would grow, but they're pioneering in that space, and they're reaping the rewards slowly but surely. There are other people following that lead and investing in TV technology, and they're also seeing similar benefits and rewards as well because they're offering that opportunity to advertisers, and they're lowering the barriers of entry to new advertisers as well. So they're actually growing the TV or the AV, audiovisual pie, at the same time. So we might think that video is growing at the expense of TV, but actually new technology is allowing new advertisers to now take advantage of video. So that's really exciting.
Let's talk about the supply side for a minute. The opportunities. We mentioned about Sky making it available. What about other premium publishers, and are they making it available through VOD? And what are other kinds of supplies of premium content that you guys are looking for?
Well, other examples of sort of premium video available in the programmatic space, not least forgetting our setting today, larger ecosystems developing like what AOL are putting together in terms of their technology stack. And it's great to see them investing in content at the same time, original content. Again, looking around, realising what the market needs and investing in that need as well. So that's fantastic and to be applauded. And then coupling it with technology that actually lets us fully leverage the potential of that premium content. And what's great is that, I don't want to sort of draw it back to sort of base or sort of facile comparisons, but there was premium video available within programmatic in terms of short form video content. So snackable content that people were dipping in and out of, but you know, arguably premium in terms of the context and content that was available. But what's great with this original programming that's coming on board is that there's long form programming available there as well, things that you would traditionally recognise as a TV program per se, and then the ability to target that those viewers watching that long form content, which is perhaps stickier, and the benefits for brand advertising that come as a result off the back of that. For that to be available within the space is fantastic as well. So slowly but surely that kind of long form premium content is becoming more available in the programmatic space.
And finally, Tom, let's just talk a little bit about device and both cross-screen planning and also some emerging trends in terms of consumer use of video, you know, beyond what has traditionally been known as the first screen or TV.
Yeah. So this is a subject that I'm sort of looking at very closely at the moment, actually. We have seen some data from both Ofcom and Sky and AOL to suggest that this sort of screen hierarchy that's been suggested in the past, certainly in the UK, where, okay, the television is a sacred screen and that it's preferred by the viewer for live TV viewing, and VOD is this thing that takes place elsewhere. Video is something that's consumed on other devices in other rooms around the home on a one-to-one basis. That slowly but surely the viewer is teaching us that that's not always the case. So that screen hierarchy, that preference for smaller devices for video, and then, you know, the TV is this live TV, linear TV viewing screen, that's being challenged. We're seeing more and more that video can answer that shared viewing need for both viewers and advertisers as well, because it creates those word of mouth opportunities as well that advertisers find so attractive about TV. And that there's, you know, that it's content at the end of the day that people just want to watch what they want to watch when they want to watch it, and they don't have a set preference for any smaller device in amongst that. It's whatever screen is most convenient to them at the time, and people have invested in large TV sets and smart TV sets at home, and they want to take advantage of that, and they want to watch the content often that they've paid for as well. On top of that, you know, they may pay for premium programming as well, and they want to watch that on the best screen in the house. So I think that screen hierarchy is being shattered as a misconception, essentially. For me, over the last couple of years in the UK, there's certainly been an explosion in the proportion of views coming from mobile and tablet. Slowly but surely that's being supplanted by the connected TV, either via a set-top box or a directly connected smart TV. So in 2015, I confidently predict that the smart TV will emerge as, or the connected TV will emerge as the largest proportion of video views for VOD. Whether it will for online video remains to be seen. There are still some barriers there for sort of social video, so-called social video, to actually invade the living room. But I think for VOD, certainly there will be a lean towards the biggest screen in the house, and more advertiser opportunities around that. I think you're going to see further examples of ecosystems emerging. So AOL putting together a technology stack that means that we can programmatically target viewers across different screens, different devices, and they're developing that single view of the consumer via all the different technology they can bring to bear. I think there's other players in this space as well, but what's interesting is that it's not an arms race in that respect. I look at programmatic video and sometimes I see a buy and a sell side, but if you really want to take advantage of that technology that's available and that single view of the consumer, then it's got to be about partnership, and we've got to work with people who have those ecosystems in a much more productive way than perhaps some of the entrenched ways of buying and selling good old linear TV in the past. It's got to be much more about partnership in that respect. And then for a third prediction, I'm going to stick my neck out and say that for the first time you're seeing people like Facebook in terms of their video proposition, YouTube, Sky AdSmart, they have pieces of technology that are so unique that they've almost got to go beyond informing creative agencies about what best practice looks like, and they've actually got to start saying, do you know what, this is what works well in this medium and this is the best way to use it. So we're seeing slowly but surely media inform the creative process in a much more involved way. But that's really exciting, and I think the media agencies who can best respond to that, and marketing services companies who can best respond to that in terms of giving clients the creative they need to take advantage of all those sequential messaging opportunities that are out there, for example, they'll be the ones who win in that new space.